Well, good morning, everybody. My name's Keith. I'm the CEO of LightBio, and I'm here today to tell you the story behind our bioluminescent petunias, which we have on display here at the event today. This is our firefly petunia. In the daytime, it's just a nice white petunia. It just grows like any other petunia. But at nighttime, it creates this light, similar to moonlight. This is living light coming from the energy of the plant. You're literally able to see into the inner vitality of these plants. Now, there are no bioluminescent plants in nature, but using gene transfer to make glowing plants is nothing new. This is an image that I made 40 years ago of the very first bioluminescent plant. So why did it take us so long to make a commercial product? Well, the problem is we only had one way to do it. We had these bioluminescent genes from glowing bacteria, and they just don't work very well in plants. They're dim and really not impressive. But my colleagues about 10 years ago discovered a new way. They discovered a new set of genes from bioluminescent mushrooms, and that has made all the difference. You see, these genes encode for a catalytic cycle that uses metabolites that are naturally present in plants. In fact, the only thing that's novel to the plants are these two at the bottom, these green highlighted molecules, which are the substrate and products from the actual light-emitting reaction. Everything else you see comes from the plants themselves. And importantly, it's not just anywhere in the plant, but that lies in the most active part of plant metabolism. So the energy of photosynthesis is used primarily to make cell walls. And cell walls are made of two components mostly, cellulose and lignin. And we've inserted the bioluminescence into that lignin pathway. And so the energy needed to make light comes from the most energetic part of the plants. But even though we are using the natural metabolism of the plants to make light, the genes themselves and the enzymes they encode come from a very different organism. They come from fungi. That's an entirely different living kingdom. And so these enzymes have not evolved to work well in plants. And that's why we are partnering with Ginkgo to make better enzymes. We're making enzymes that will work well inside the plants. And our objective is to make plants that are as much as 10-fold brighter than the plants we have here today. Now, this is not just a pretty flower. This has captured the public's imagination. And you can see this by the amount of wonderful press that we've been receiving. In fact, just this week, we were featured on several programs on NPR. This fascination with bioluminescent plants is opening up new markets. In fact, most of our customers have never even bought a petunia before. And what about all this fear of GMOs by the public that we keep hearing about? Well, we're not seeing it. It seems that when you can produce a tangible benefit for the end user, they are perfectly willing to accept the products of synthetic biology. Now, we're not going to stop with petunias. Because the bioluminescence is inserted into the central metabolism of plants, we can do this for any plant. And so we're going to create these brighter plants using these new genes, and from that we're going to create more varieties of potted plants. We're going to be moving more towards the kinds of house plants that we have routinely in our homes. And then we're going to move into cut flowers, and ultimately we're going to be moving into landscaping. I mean, imagine someday having trees that glow in the dark. And each of these markets is about 50 billion globally. These are major markets. But for today, we have the firefly petunia. And I want to thank the team at Ginkgo for putting together a wonderful display today of these plants. So please, if you have time, come up and see these plants. Now, this is bioluminescence is a nighttime phenomenon. So coming in from the daytime, it'll take you a minute or two to adjust to the darker environment. But take a little time. It's a wonderful meditative space. I think you're going to enjoy it. And for those of you who want to take these petunias home with you, we have a special with the event today. just use the code fermentglowup on our website, and you'll get 10% off. Thank you very much.